Hello, Namaskar, and welcome to the CAA Show. CAA, as all of you know, is Conversations and Analysis, and my name is Juggi Bhasin. So, in this Game of Thrones season, a very interesting development has been taking place on the sidelines, a development which has caught the attention of many people and certainly of people like me, that is, political analysts. And that development is that many women are lining outside the Congress election offices, especially in the state of Uttar Pradesh, demanding 1 lakh rupees be paid to them. And you're wondering what and where is this demand coming from? Well, the demand is part of the Congress guarantee card. A Congress guarantee card which was liberally distributed by the Congress party before and during the elections, promising 8,500 rupees every month to a women member in a family, or 1 lakh rupees every year to the woman member. And now these women are lining up outside these offices demanding that money, and guess what? They're all returning back home empty handed. And therefore, the question we are asking in this podcast is that are such ideas, are such schemes, are they realistic? Are they implementable? Or are they pipe dreams? Or worse, are these schemes political Ponzi schemes? And obviously, I have to tell you what Ponzi means. Ponzi in financial terms means a fraud. Whether in terms of investments or in terms of return, it is a fraud. And therefore, the question we have to ask is that if this scheme is not implementable, then is it a politically fraud scheme which has been sprung on gullible people? Now, before I talk about that, let me first give you a distinction or make a distinction between what is a freebie. This was obviously a freebie which had been promised to the people, and what is a welfare scheme. In an economy like ours, welfareism is not only desired, but it is sometimes absolutely necessary, because today many people have come out of the poverty line, but there are still people on the margins, people who need some cushioning, people who need help in so many different areas, and therefore that cushioning is needed, and therefore some kind of welfareism is needed. Now, welfareism doesn't necessarily mean giving money in hand, but welfareism comes in the form of, as we know, that the BJP government had been giving cooking gas cylinders, subsidized cooking gas cylinders, subsidized housing, or even free housing to so many people, free food grains. This is welfareism. In welfareism also the government is spending money, but they're not so much putting money in your hands. Rather, what they are doing is that they are helping you to carry on and meet your ends, to help you in the daily necessities in life and enable you so that your basic requirements are taken care of, and then you can go out and you can look for a job and continue working. But a lot of the headaches, a lot of the problems back home are taken care of by the government. That is welfareism. But a freebie is quite literally, if you ask me, is a bribe. A freebie literally means that the political party promises you a certain amount of money in your hands every month, as a Congress party promise, 8,500 rupees every month to women in a single family. Now, if you do a simple math, then you will find that if you start giving this kind of money, assuming there is that kind of money to women, not only in the state of UP, but in the entire country, as a Congress party has promised, then not only will this government, or any other government for that matter, go bankrupt, but quite simply, it would not even know where to start from, because this kind of money is simply not available in the system. Where will you get the money from? You will get the money only if such a scheme is implementable. You would get the money by taking the money from some other quarter, taking the money, or rather snatching or taking out the money from some other quarter and giving it to the people who require it, which obviously means that tax people till they drop dead, as the saying goes, or take out money from the wealth creators, which literally would mean that you kill wealth creation and you create a communist state where the state or their powers to be will decide that how much money goes to where, and nobody would create wealth in the process. That is what it would mean to implement a scheme like that. And therefore, the distinction between welfarism and freebies is very important. Welfarism, as I'm saying again, is desirable. Freebies are not. And therefore, when the call was given by the Congress party for this freebie, at that time, the BJP should have woken up and it should have met that call with perhaps another idea, another scheme, something to match this freebie. They did not respond to that, and therefore they have paid the price for it. But now the people are discovering that such a freebie just cannot happen. It cannot take place, and people are returning home disappointed, disillusioned. Therefore, our economics, therefore, as I said, does not support a freebie on this scale. And I think Rahul Gandhi is on record by saying that he is prepared to give more and more and even more. Where is that money going to come from? Nobody knows. But it would literally mean that you have to reorganize the country on communist lines. You have to change the entire social, political, legal framework of the country if ever such a scheme got off the ground. And let's also take a little bit of a quick look at what's happening in the Congress states of, for instance, Karnataka, which is probably one of the richest states in the country. And even there, the government is struggling to meet its promises. Yes, I think their women are taking free rides in buses as has been promised, but have the loans been waived off as a Congress promise? Have the freebies been given? And a lot of reports are coming in that it is just not possible, even for the richest state in the country. So you can imagine when you come to states like Uttar Pradesh and Bihar, which even today in economic parameters are much way below than states like Karnataka, Maharashtra. Can they even implement or even think of implementing this freebie schemes? I think not. It is not at all possible. And therefore, as I am repeating again, the only way to get the scheme going is to tax till you drop dead, or take money by force, or by enforcement. People come and they take your money and they put it into the accounts of other people. There is no other way that such amounts of money can be given. And therefore the legitimate question which I'm asking in this podcast is that, was this promise a Ponzi political scheme? Was it just made to win elections, to sow confusion, doubt, and maybe a unrealistic aspiration in the people that they probably could get this quick money and therefore their lives would improve? Was that the idea behind this 8,500 rupees per month scheme of the Congress party? And finally, I would like to leave you with another very interesting development which has happened some years back. I'm not comparing two schemes, but I'm going to compare another development, and that is the Brexit development with this political Ponzi scheme of the Congress party. The Brexit was also an idea. It was a promise to the people of United Kingdom. Their lives would improve. They would be detached from the European continent, and their lives would improve, their incomes would go up. And look at what has happened today after so many years. Brexit has completely collapsed. The idea of Brexit is now, nobody even wants to talk about it. The economy of the United Kingdom is in a shambles. And so is this idea of giving 1 lakh rupees every year, is this a realistic idea? As I said, is it a Ponzi political idea? Is it an idea like Brexit, which from the very start, from its very inception, is doomed to fail? This is the question now we have to ask ourselves, and perhaps the answer is staring us in the face when we see lines and hordes of people outside these offices demanding that 1 lakh rupees, and now perhaps it's sinking in the people that this money was probably just a chimera, a promise, something which could never be realized. It's never going to happen. And therefore, the time has, once again, as I said, I leave you with this thing, that are the ethics of a political party, are the ethics in the right order, that they promises, they make promises which can never be kept, promises only made to win votes, to win elections. Is that something which should be done? Is that kosher? Is that something we should tolerate in our democratic system? I will leave you with this question. And in this note, I'll come to the end of this podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. And please do subscribe to our CAA show. The red button you can see on your screen, press it. Subscription is, of course, completely free. And I'll keep bringing you the hot button issues of the day, always with a twist, with a new idea. Thanks, goodbye, and cheers.